Hi guys, it's me Annie and I'm back with another video. Welcome to Annie's Creations. Shelf cooking is a great way to use what you've got and save some money because you don't need to pop down to the store to buy anything. You use what you've got, you adjust a recipe to suit what you have on hand, and then you make your meal. That is what I like about shelf cooking. You use your imagination and create something new. I'm making a crockpot meal tonight because I don't know what to cook and I've got a bunch of stuff and I found a recipe that I really like and I've already got everything that I need. So I'm doing some shelf cooking today and using what I've got. I don't need to go to the store to buy anything, and I thought that would be a good idea for dinner tonight because I'm in the mood for pasta. And I've got some pork and bacon sausages that I just defrosted that was in the freezer. And I've got the rest of the ingredients that I need to add. So I decided, why not just make this crockpot meal tonight? Today I'm in my kitchen and I'll be cooking a creamy tomato and sausage pasta for dinner in my crockpot. So let's get cooking. This recipe was actually posted by another YouTuber that I really love. She is also in New Zealand. She is called The Farmer's Housewife, and she does lovely cooking and all kinds of stuff on her channel. So on her website I found this recipe and I really liked it, and I felt like, well, I have more or less the ingredients that I need. I need to adjust some of them because I don't have all of them. So I'm adjusting this recipe and making it my own, but I think it will be more or less just as delicious as the one she made on her channel. So this is a shout out to Stacy from Farmer's Housewife. I really love your channel and I am doing one of your recipes on my channel today. For your convenience, I will have this recipe typed out in the description box below if you want to go and check it out. For this recipe, I'm using 6 pork sausages. These are pork and bacon sausages that I will place into my slow cooker, and that's how I'll be cooking it today. I'm going to cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours. So that's the sausages. To the sausages, I will be dicing up 1 onion, and the recipe calls for 2 cups of diced tomatoes, but I do not have 2 cups of diced tomatoes, but I do have this Bolognaise sauce, so I'm going to be using that. And for just added chunkiness, I've got a few little strawberry tomatoes left in the fridge that I need to use up, so I'll just add that as well. I'm also going to be adding some fresh baby leaf spinach, 1 cup of that, and I need some herbs. I'm going to be using onion powder, garlic powder, some turmeric, some Italian herbs, and some basil, as well as some salt and pepper. And I'm going to be adding balsamic vinegar to my recipe. I do not have balsamic glaze on hand, and I do not have fresh cream, but I do have a can of reduced cream So I will be adding that, and then also a little touch of milk to that, just to thin it out a little bit. I think that will make it look like fresh cream. And then I'm also going to cook this spiral pasta separately, and then I will be adding it into the end. Now the recipe also calls for some chopped garlic, but I don't have fresh garlic, so I'm using the crushed garlic in the jar. I think that's good enough. And also it calls for a cup of diced capsicum. Well, this is the capsicum from my garden. I chopped it up and froze it, so I'm using it for this crock-pot meal tonight. So I'll be using a cup of the chopped capsicum as well. So that's everything that's going to go into the crock pot, and let's start cooking. I bought this little nifty gadget off Temu the other day, and I'm dying to try it out. I'm going to chop my onion with this. This is a little chopper that you just pull the lever, and then it will chop up whatever vegetables you put into it. So you just twist it to open, and I'm going to chop up my onion using my little chopper that I bought off Temu. So I'm just cutting the onions into smaller pieces so it fits in the machine. I guess I shouldn't overfill it because it is kind of small. So the onions in there, let's try it. And look at that. That's quite nice. The trick is just don't overfill it. It can do only a little bit at a time. So first, I'll be adding the sausages to the slow cooker. I'll just cut these sausages apart. So I've got 6 sausages. These are pork and bacon sausages that I'm adding to my slow cooker. These are raw, fresh pork and bacon sausages. Now I'm adding the chopped onion on top of that. Just spread that out a bit. I'm also going to be adding these strawberry tomatoes. They're already washed because I had them in the fridge and I want to use them. I'm just going to be cutting up these tomatoes. These tomatoes will only disappear into the sauce. So it's a good thing I'm going to be using them for dinner tonight. So this recipe calls for 2 cups of diced tomatoes, but I don't have a can of diced tomatoes and I don't have a lot of fresh tomatoes. So I'm adding the little bit of strawberry tomatoes that I do have, and then I'm also going to be adding this jar of Bolognaise sauce. Now I'll show you the trick how to open a jar if the lid is on so tight. What you do is you stick your knife in and you twist it, and then the jar will release. So now the jar opens easily. So I'm using my little jar scraper to make sure I get all the nice Bolognaise sauce out of the jar and into my slow cooker. The recipe also asks for half a cup of water, so I'll put it in the jar and shake it up and pour it in to make sure we get everything in the jar. And now I've got half a cup of water in my jar. Place the lid back on. Give it a good shake and pour it in. This way I use every little bit of the Bolognaise sauce and don't waste any. Next up, I'm going to add a cup of this baby leaf spinach. I'm just gonna eyeball that. I think that's about a cup's worth. Next, I'll add a cup of sliced bell pepper or sliced capsicum. These are from my garden, some of that. Some of these are from my garden, and I froze them so that I don't waste any, and it keeps for a long time in the freezer. And that's about a cup of sliced capsicum. Next up, I'm going to add a tablespoon of this crushed garlic. I'm adding a teaspoon of basil. I'm adding a teaspoon of Italian herbs. I'm adding a tablespoon of garlic powder. And I'm adding a tablespoon of onion powder. I'm not filling the tablespoon measure totally because I feel that's gonna be a lot of garlic. And about 2 teaspoons. I added 2 teaspoons of garlic powder and 2 teaspoons of onion powder. I feel that's enough. I'm adding half a teaspoon of turmeric. And I'm adding some salt and pepper to taste. The recipe calls for 2 tablespoons of balsamic glaze. Well, I don't have balsamic glaze, but I do have balsamic vinegar. So I'm going to be adding balsamic vinegar instead. Just give this a bit of a stir to mix the herbs into the sauce, and then we can start cooking. I place the lid on the slow cooker and I'm going to switch this to high, and I'm going to cook it on high for 3 to 4 hours. I remove the sausages from the slow cooker and then I cut them up into bite-sized pieces before returning them back into the pot. Now I'm going to add 1 cup of reduced cream. I'll just add a little splash of milk with it because it's not a 250 ml can. It's a 230 ml can, so I'm just gonna add a splash of milk just to fill it on. Sure to get every little bit of the can into your sauce. I'm adding half a cup of parmesan cheese. Just adding a splash of milk. I'll mix that through. Now this is forming a delicious creamy sauce. I'm going to add the pasta directly into the pot. And I will mix that all through until the pasta is fully coated in the sauce. This is our pasta dinner for tonight. It's a creamy tomato and sausage pasta. sprinkle with a little bit of grated cheese, because you can never have enough cheese. And dinner is served. Thanks for watching my video today, and I hope you enjoyed it. And for those of you who have not subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel and give it a big thumbs up as well. And also remember, if you have a comment, please leave it in the comment section below. I love to hear your comments as well. Thank you for everyone who's supporting my channel. I really do appreciate you a lot. So thank you for watching my video today, and I hope you enjoyed it. And I will see you on the next video. Bye for now.